Howdy all, Molex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, where am I at? That. I think there's a trader. I need another minivan to unload my stuff. Now that I finally have a wrench. Oh, man. This is ridiculous how long it took me to find a wrench. Ridiculous. But now we got that. I can get my workbench finally. And hopefully, I think I've got the stuff to make... Not a stuff. I think I've got the schematics to make a bicycle at least. I know I've gotten quite a few vehicle upgrade books, so... Quite a few everything books, honestly. Just not the ones I need. I only made it to, what, Stone Spear now? Spear is supposed to be the thing that I get the most books of, right? And I can make, like, walking nuclear death traps now, but I can only make a stone spear. Look at that. 2 mechanical parts now that I can just get mechanical parts. Game, I tell ya. So, yeah, I definitely did not get a lot of recording done after last episode. It's cold, man. I still got it. Two and a half weeks, I think, going on now. Last time when I recorded, I said I felt like it was probably gonna bother my throat, and it did. It left me not quite laryngitis, but pretty close for like 3 straight days. I was feeling pretty good last night. It's a little scratchy still, but stupid virus colds, man. I like the ones that last like 2 days and then they're gone. Not these, how many weeks can we drag on? Also, I totally didn't even go to the trader. I just went on my way. Sorry, guy. Maybe I'll come back. I'll tell you what, though. I'm gonna leave my stuff in this car. I can't run all the way home this slowly. It's not happening. Alright, you have that. You have that. That. You definitely have that. Okay. And then we'll mark this like the other ones as storage. Yeah, oh, much better, much better. It's getting late in the afternoon. I gotta get home. Yeah, I had oh, I thought I heard something growling. I did hear something growling. Was it supposed to be a rattle? Maybe it was rattling. I'm encumbered? I don't need that. I probably don't need this cornmeal. What are these? Wood cubes? These are building cubes. You know what? Don't need both. Wood cubes might just be already filled with wood, but I can just go with regular cubes. It's fine. Oh, dude, is this a city? No, I don't need the Powell residence. I need to know this area. Okay. Maybe we can get through here without getting killed off. Yeah, I think I recorded on Tuesday this week. Uh, Man, I can't remember. I can't remember. This cold has just been bothering me so bad. Um, anyways, I think the cold's on its way out finally. Uh, Bought a battery operated snow shovelly snowblower thing. Do my little parking area. Snowblower is way too expensive. This was much cheaper. And it's an Ego brand. It's like I bought it because my lawnmower I bought earlier to do the flower bed stuff is also an Ego, and they use the same battery. And I like to have the, connected things. Did a pretty good job. I thought it was good. A little heavy, but easier than shoveling. Got to try it out this couple days ago here. We got a little bit of snow, although it's supposed to be like 45 degrees on Monday, so I don't think the snow is sticking around this week. Oh man, so the fifth book in Brandon Sanderson's big series came out Friday, I think, and I am so far behind. I started reading book 1 again. I've never read book 4, which is a shame because Brandon Sanderson is my favorite author. And I have just been reading these lit RPG books on Kindle Unlimited for like years now. 3 years, I think. And I can't stop reading them. And so I haven't been reading my Sanderson books as they come out. And I'm like, man, I've got to buckle down and just read them. And then it turned out that I like to do well, I don't know. I say but there's like this good read challenge. And I told it I'd read 100 books this year, and I was like 25 books shy in September. And when I was going to start reading the Sanderson books. And so I'm like, oh, well, I got to get my 25 books in before I can start Sanderson, because I've already read the Sanderson books, and those things take me a couple of weeks each. And I can read through a RPG book in like 2 days. And so yeah, so finally got my 100 books in, and so now I can get back to work on my Sanderson. I say back to work. I love the Sanderson books. It's not work. It's just oh. I'm not as far from home as I thought I was, but I definitely have gone too far than north. It'll be good to get back into those. Sat down to watch the new Dune Prophecy series last night. Found it pretty boring. Turned it off. Not that I'm not going to watch it. Not that I don't like dry drama kind of stuff. Just I had company over and we were going to watch something. And as soon as I put it on, one of the people fell asleep. So I was like, all right, let me find something a little more exciting than Dune Prophecy here. I haven't checked who's responsible for Dune Prophecy, but I will have to say that I hope that the people who tore into the old Dune movie tear into this show just as harshly, because I am not a fan of online Dune fans. I mean, there's probably some that feel the same way I do, but uh, the videos I have watched and the Reddit pages I have read, all the people seem to be in the same ilk. And I feel like there's a disconnect between the reality of the Dune book, the first Dune book, and what these people think. Um, and so it's really funny to me because if you don't know the Dune stuff, like you've probably seen vaguely Dune stuff, but the okay, to make a workbench, I need 25 iron, 20 mechanical parts, 5 duct tape, 100 nails. Okay, so I've got the wood. I need 100 nails. Okay, so I need another 14 nails. Do. Just make me 20. I'll bring my lead back with me. Yeah. Okay, and I think I've got forged iron. Do I not have any forged iron? Wow. I don't have any forged iron? What did I do with it? Well, I can definitely make the 25 ingots I need here. Alright, so let that do its thing, and then let me unload all the other stuff that I don't need here. I don't need electro parts, didn't need springs. Didn't need pipes. Didn't need leather or bones or oil. Uh-oh, does that say 1? I only have 1 duct tape? I thought that said 7. Okay, how much glue do I have? Oh, I've got 39 glue. Okay, we're good. We're good. Give me some duct tape, please. Can of food. So the Dune books are fun. At least the first one's pretty fun. They get a little weird after that, but the first one's pretty good. And it's basically, oh no, look at all that. Well, I guess I just using that glue to make the stuff. It's all the cloth I just used up. Basically it's like there's this group and they're kind of like, to me, they're like the Catholic Church, okay, in concept. And so they're called the Bene Gesserit, and they're run by the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, right? And so the Bene Gesserit Sisterhood, they have a plan on how they're going to save humanity. Now, at this point in history, man has fought a war against AI. And so computers are no longer allowed, or, well, advanced computers are no longer allowed. I think simple calculation machines are okay, but they can't have any AI or anything even close. And so they switched to a lot of biological kind of concepts, and it also helps that they discovered this planet called Arrakis Dune, and it has a chemical substance on it called the spice melange. And if you take enough of it, you start to get powers like see the future or fold space. And so the Bene Gesserit uses the spice to see the future, and then there's like this group called the Spacers Guild. They use it to, I don't remember if they actually fold space or if the machines fold space and they just look to where they want the ship to go to make sure it's safe there. It's been a long time since I read them. I do know there's this whole thing about how there aren't any powers. People don't have powers, and I'm like, okay, but they do. They do have powers. Seeing the future is a power. That's not something you can do. Okay. And so in the original movie that everybody I think it's great. I think it's fun. And but Dune fans, true Dune fans, hate it. Because they changed some things from the book, but they didn't change that much. They just there's some things in the book that are hard to explain, and so they did the Bene Gesserit have this thing they call the voice. And so in the movie they made the voice, and this is the whole thing I'm trying to bring up here, but they'd have the voice, and in the original movie, the voice is it sounds weird. It's like reverberated over top of itself and repeats itself, and you have to obey the voice. Well, in the book, the voice isn't anything special. The voice is when you are doing something and a police officer issues you a command and you feel the need to obey the police officer, or someone in authority, it's like that. That's the voice. Only the Bene Gesserit have instilled it into, basically, they're, like I said, they're kind of like the Catholic Church. So everyone goes to a Bene Gesserit school to be trained, and so they're trained to obey the nuns, right? And so when one of the sisters tells you what to do, you're conditioned to automatically do what the sister says to do. And so it's a lot about that stuff, how they ta-da, one workbench, please. Oh, I gotta wait 6.5 minutes for it to make. Crazy. So, they also, they went around and they scattered Bene Gesserit churches everywhere. And so the Bene Gesserit churches also put out, like, legends. So people believe that certain things are going to happen because of the Bene Gesserit secretly implanting these stories into humanity as a group. And so one of the places where they implanted their stories is amongst the humans on Arrakis, called the Fremen. And so the whole story is about the Bene Gesserit have this plan. They're gonna they need humans to do certain things, and they're trying to breed the perfect human. And because they take the spice, they can see the future, but they can only see the female half of the future because they're women. And so their goal is to make a woman who can see both halves of the future, both the male and the female side. Because of, like, a love story in there, the sister they send to marry and have children with this duke has a son when she's supposed to have a daughter, because the goal was to have the daughter of the Atreides marry the son of the Harkonnen house, and then that would bring peace between the two houses because they've kind of been at war for generations. And then on top of that, their child would be this Kwisatz Haderach, this, prophesied person who can see both sides of the future. And so instead, she had a son with the Duke instead of a daughter, and her son is the prophesied one, but he's early, and he's not under their control. And for whatever reason, they didn't do anything about it. And then when he is basically uh, an adult, the king or the emperor feels that the Duke Atreides has too much power, and so he wants him to get overthrown by the House Harkonnen, and so he switches House Harkonnen from being in charge of the spice production to House Atreides, and then they start a bigger civil war. They kill off the Duke. The son goes missing in the desert. He meets the Fremen because he is this person who can see both sides of the future. He knows about the Fremen belief system that's based off the Bene Gesserit false prophecies they implanted because they've been trying to prep the universe to follow their Kwisatz Haderach, and so now he's appeared, and he uses the legends that the Fremen have of their own savior to make himself into that, so that they will follow him as an army because his father has been prepping them to be the new Atreides army and to fight back against the Emperor. And so that's like the story of the first book, right? And so Paul has some abilities, and the Bene Gesserit have some abilities, but some of the abilities in the movie aren't exactly like they are in the book. And I don't remember if that's true of the new movies, but I do know that people were really glazing the new movies about how much better they were than the old movie. And then I watched the first of the new Dune movies, because there's two of them now. I haven't watched the second one yet. And I was like, yeah, it's also not accurate to the book, so I don't know why the old movie that's fun and at least follows the storyline of the book is worse than the new movie that doesn't follow the storyline of the book. Exactly. So neither one follows the book exactly. Don't know why the old one is supposed to be so much worse than the new one. Don't understand it. Really like the old movie. Always thought it was fun. And yeah, so it cracked me up because then I sit down to watch this new HBO thing, which is not based on the books, takes place like 1,000 years before the books or something like that. And when you know it, right off the bat, they use the voice, which they were like, oh, they use the voice isn't a power, you know, and then it's a power. It's a power in the new HBO series. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a weird thing in the book that's too hard to explain to people. I feel like my explanation is close. Okay, can we... How do I split? Oh, there we go. Right click and drag. Okay. I need to keep some for repairs, but I do want some to get turned into other things. Are you done yet? Man, this is taking forever. But yeah, just it made me laugh a little bit at the beginning when she's using the voice and she's like, it's like the old one. That's the thing, is that some of the stuff that goes down in the new movie and this prophecy are from that old movie. They just are. They're from that old movie. They're not from the book. They're from the old movie. And the voice being all in the background, that's from the old movie, not the book. I don't know. Makes me chuckle a little bit. There we go. A workbench. Oh, this was so difficult to get to. Okay, what can we make with the new workbench here? I mean, obviously my goal was to make a bicycle. But I also want to see... I can't make any good spears yet, because I can only make up the stone spear. Oh, look, I'm one thing off. Man. We gotta find one more spear book. Oh, but I can make iron tools, right? I can make iron tools. I need 70 forged iron for that. And it takes legendary parts. I can make lockpicks too. Nice. Hey, you remember how you said you could make like 153 forged iron? Can you just go ahead and start that now? Because I'm going to need it. Those look like mods. Lots and lots of mods. Clothing. Oh, interesting. Armor crafting kits. Armor crafting kit. Armor parts, sewing kit, duct tape. Okay. What about bicycle? Okay, I need 5 forged iron, 2 mechanical parts, 2 duct tape, 2 leather, 2 springs. I need 2 duct tape, 2 leather, 1 mechanical part, 6 iron pipes, 2 springs. Okay. I have 8 duct tape, leather, pipes, springs, mechanical parts. Yes? That's not where you make it. Oh, what else am I missing from this? Oh, right. I need wheels. I probably don't have no mechanical parts for all this. I'm going to get more. Oh, forged iron. Yeah. Okay. 1 bicycle chassis. 1 bicycle handlebars. And then we gotta wait for the rest of that for the bicycle. What about the mini bike? Maybe I should be making the mini bike. Can I make that yet? I cannot. I need 1 more vehicle book. Jeez, oh feeds. Okay, spears. I need 1 more to make the iron spear. I can make tools, but I need a lot more ingots, which is going to take forever. And I have 7 legendary parts, so we're good there. I ain't got to worry about that. That'll get me going on this stuff. Okay, here we go. That and that. Make me 1 bicycle, please. And then we can unload all of that. Man, I watched the Creature Commando cartoon today from James Gunn. Oh man, it was terrible. I hate it. I don't understand. I don't understand how James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't. I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I do feel it ruined comic book movies. Wow, those guys are moving real fast. Why are they all running over there like that? I know it's nighttime, but I want to try out my bicycle. Okay. It's got a lot of stuff on it. Still shift to ride faster like you could before, so. Looks nice. I mean, it is a different look than it had before. You hear the tires spinning. Okay. Yeah, Snake. Was just looking to see where my stuff was over here. It's a long way. So I'm gonna go get my stuff. Uh, yeah. So I watched that, and I've mentioned before, but you know, there's some of us that get together every week and talk about the new DC comics that have come out for the week. So I've been doing that for a long time now, over 10 years. And I'll tell you what, man, this, I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought it was an excellent movie. I do feel it ruined all movies, superhero movies since then, though. It really sucks that we're not allowed to have a serious superhero movie anymore. Because if you look at the movies before Guardians of the Galaxy, um, you know, a lot of the movies were serious, and then after the Guardians of the Galaxy, it seems like almost every movie tries to be funny, and there just shouldn't be, and I hate it. And it definitely has ruined some of the franchises I enjoyed. Um, and I think that it absolutely has destroyed the ability for DC to make hero movies. Because whereas Guardians of Galaxy is funny, um, movies movies involving Superman and Batman probably aren't going to be, but they're like, yeah, we can't make as much money as those movies. You're like, yeah, but you're also not funny, and you're not supposed to be, and darker movies usually don't make as much money. I just don't know what to tell you. And I don't want you to try and be funny. But now we got James Gunn. James Gunn, the funny guy. He's in charge. And I hate his stuff. I hate it so bad. It's the kind of humor I just don't like. And although, like I said, I really enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy. Somehow that one was okay, but I'll have to look at what else he's done. But I know his Peacemaker series was awful. I didn't like the Suicide Squad movie he did. I definitely don't like Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is insane in that I'm not sure he even looked at what the characters are like from the comic books, because even though it's supposed to be a DC based thing, his characters are not like the characters, and I don't mean like a little bit. I mean like Frankenstein, the monster, is a character in the DC comics. He is fairly serious, really powerful, wields a sword usually, and quotes like old books and stuff like that. He's fairly cool, and occasionally he'll run a team of other monsters. They have a whole backstory for him in the DC comics where, like, the bride, right, the Frankenstein monster's bride, is in there, and they were married, and they had a kid, and their kid died, and then their marriage fell apart because their kid died. You know, and so they're not together, but they still respect each other, and you know, and then I'm like, okay, James Gunn's Creature Commandos. So we get in there, and the first 2 minutes of the show, and I'm just like, ugh, this is terrible, and I can't imagine it's gonna get any better. And it in fact did not. The show opens with a complete misunderstanding of who Circe is. Circe is the god of magic from Greek mythology. She interacts with Wonder Woman, sometimes as a bad guy, sometimes as a not quite bad guy. So we open up with Circe being an exile from Themyscira, which is Wonder Woman's homeland, attempting to raise an all-male army of I'm not sure what internet people, I guess, to take over a country that's ruled by a queen so that she can get the power to go after Themyscira with an all-male army to take it back, I guess, is her plan. But the thing is Circe isn't an exile from Themyscira, so I don't know what that's all about. She's not an Amazonian, and the people they have as her army probably wouldn't be able to take over a closed video store. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. Like they're like talking about how they're going to fight back against feminism and how dare women not let them be on their island. And meanwhile, the queen has bodyguards who are actually wearing power armor with laser guns mounted on the arms. So I'm not sure how these anti-feminist guys are supposed to overthrow that kingdom, but apparently they're winning. And so they send a Suicide Squad, because it's actually a sequel to the Suicide Squad movie and has nothing to do with the Creature Commandos. I'm like, okay, so this is awful. And then it just got worse. And then oh, and then we hit the point where they introduced Frankenstein. And so the bride is one of the characters that is part of the Suicide Squad they've sent to protect this place. Oh, is there not do I have to put... Oh, there's... Ow. There's not storage on the bicycle. Well, that sucks. I thought there'd be storage and I'd be able to get both of these at the same time, but apparently that's not the case. But yeah, so they introduced Frankenstein, and they got 2 episodes out, and so watch the first 2 episodes, and they have turned Frankenstein into Pepe Le Pew. Not a joke. He's Pepe Le Pew. Only instead of chasing a cat, he's chasing the bride. They have this weird story with the bride and Victor Frankenstein and the monster, Frankenstein monster. And I thought that was a dog. And basically Victor Frankenstein makes the bride at the demands of Frankenstein's monster. We'll just call him Frankenstein. So Victor makes the bride for Frankenstein because Frankenstein says he deserves someone to love, and he will kill Frankenstein's wife, or he'll kill Victor's wife if Victor doesn't make him someone. And so Victor makes the bride, and then the bride comes out with no knowledge because she's new. And then Frankenstein can't wait for her to learn, and so he just stands around the outside throwing a fit and scaring her constantly by trying to give her flowers, I guess. And Victor teaches her how to speak and stuff, and then has an affair with her, and Frankenstein catches them, and then Frankenstein kills Victor. And then there's a Scooby-Doo-esque marathon, not marathon, I'm sorry, montage of Frankenstein chasing the bride through multiple countries across multiple decades, where they're just in different outfits and she's killing him in different ways to get away from him. I don't even understand. Frankenstein's now Pepe Le Pew. What is this nonsense? I hate it. I hate it because it's nothing like the comics. What's the point of hiring a guy to make movies based off your comics if he's not going to follow anything from the comics? Like, I get that they have to have their own storylines and stuff and that the characters might be a little different, but at no point in any version of Frankenstein was he Pepe Le Pew. Anyways, I'm going to wheel myself back to base and unload this stuff and call this a successful testing of the new bicycle. And so once I get the rest of this iron made and I get some iron tools going, which I don't have any of at the moment, then we should be good to go to start really searching places. If I get my hands on a little bit of iron, I can get that iron spear going. Not iron, I need a book. I need one more book. And then I can get that iron spear going. And I guess one more book and I can get the mini bike going too. So that's quite the jump up there. It took me so long to get the 20 mechanical parts I needed to make that dang workbench. Alright, with that, be bearing the small things, lean to the light. I will talk to you later.